Hello everyone, this is Princess Anime 64 and welcome back to my character analysis series for the City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Ultimecia from Final Fantasy VIII. Let's get started. So taking a look at Ultimecia's profile, her weapons, they fall under various, but they're just floating knives, just to kind of get that out of the way. Her crystal affinity is green. The spears that she uses is A, and E. Her roles are magic, attacker, and debuffer. As for her stats, so when you first recruit her, she has an HP of 950, initial bravery of 180, max bravery of 550, attack of 175, and a defense of 150. When you max her out at level 70, she reaches 5,029 HP, 2,151 initial bravery, 3,820 max bravery, 780 attack, and 874 defense. So as for her main stats, so her attack, initial bravery, her speed, and her max bravery are all really high. She's got a really good amount of attack and max bravery, which is really nice. And then her only low stats would be her HP and her defense. So looking at Ultimecia's commands, the first one we have is called Protean Swords. I'm very positive it's not pronounced protein swords. That would be very weird. So Protean Swords, it's a 3-hit AoE magic bravery followed by a single target HP attack. Bravery hits are distributed when there are multiple enemies, and it grants 1 stack of Maleficium for 3 turns. I think it's Maleficium, or I don't know the actual pronunciation for it. But when you reach 5 stacks, Protean Swords will become a plus variant where you can deal 9 bravery hits, and Maleficium, it will raise Ultimecia's max bravery and her attack. So her second command is called Hell's Judgment, so this will lower the target's bravery to 7 out of 10 or 70% before bravery hits, and then she follows up with a 2-hit magic bravery HP attack, and it can inflict Sorceress's Hatred for 3 turns and grants 1 stack of Maleficium for 3 turns. So when you have 5 stacks, Hell's Judgment will get a plus variant, which will be a 2-hit AoE magic bravery HP attack, where the HP damage is split amongst enemies. As for the Sorceress Hatred debuff, this will lower defense and it also deals bravery damage. So you can kind of think of it as Charlotta's Light of Denial debuff. Then we have her Crystal 65, which is Set Brave Regen, and it's pretty self-explanatory. It grants her Brave Regen for 2 turns. So as for the extensions, so when you're using Protean Swords or the plus variant, this will greatly raise bravery potency, and stolen bravery overflows up to 120% of max bravery. When you have, when Maleficium is active, bravery attack will change into Maelstrom, which becomes AoE, and it lowers enemies' bravery to 4 out of 5 before the bravery hits. Bravery hits go up by 4, and it raises bravery potency and adds Maleficium stack by 1. As for the Hell's Judgment extension, I cannot talk for the life of me. Oh my gosh. So for Hell's Judgment, when you're using the normal or the plus variant, bravery hits go up by 4 and it greatly raises bravery potency. And then when you're using Hell's Judgment plus, it will deal 100% damage to all targets. Alright, so now we're looking at Ultimecia's gear. So her 15 CP is called the Looking Glass. So when this makes it that when you're using Protean Swords or the plus variant, it raises the bravery potency, it extends Maleficium's duration, and it grants an additional stack of Maleficium. And then when you're using Maelstrom, it increases bravery reduction percent, it deals more damage, it deals more bravery damage to single enemies, and it grants an additional stack of Maleficium. So next up we have our 35 CP weapon, which is called the Grandeur. So this makes it that when you're using Hell's Judgment or the plus variant, it raises bravery potency and bravery reduction percent, it extends the duration of Maleficium, and it grants an additional stack of Maleficium, and it extends the duration of Sorceress's Hatred. And then when you're using the plus variant, it increases bravery damage dealt to single targets. Alright, so now we have the EX weapon. So this is her weapon called the Nightmare, which is just, it's honestly kind of cool looking. I do like how there's different assortments and like designs of Griever on there. But the Nightmare will grant her the EX ability called Apocalypse, as you can see right over there. Whoops. So when this raises bravery based on initial bravery before bravery hits, and then it follows up with a 2-hit AoE magic bravery attack. It moderately raises bravery damage to a single target, and stolen bravery overflows up to 150% max bravery. HP damage is split equally amongst all enemies, and she gets another turn after using the EX. As you can see right here where it says like doesn't increase turn count and decreases friend support. But the best part about her EX is The EX will grant her Griever's magic for 6 turns, and it grants her the special effect called Junction Griever for 2 turns. So what Griever's magic does is it will raise Ultimecia's max bravery and her attack, and then while Junction Griever is active, Ultimecia, she's gonna get a total of like 3 more turns, which is amazing. And it's kind of a spam, I guess. I mean, I kind of remembered it being like that in co-op though, but it's still really awesome, and I do want to show it off for you guys. So, lastly, so this is the Nightmare Dress, and this will add 110 to Ultimecia's initial bravery and 220 to her max bravery. Okay, so now looking at the artifacts that you want to go for Ultimecia. So attack and max bravery is definitely a must for her, considering that Maleficium will raise both of those stats. But you do also want to go with initial bravery as well. I know that's probably not super required considering her initial bravery is high enough, but I would still go for it because, hey, extra initial bravery, you can boost up max bravery even more. You can deal more overflow damage, and it does play a part with her EX. So I would say go for attack 108, initial bravery 170, and max bravery 330. Now, as for her unique passives, it's honestly a pretty flexible build. You can just go with whatever makes you comfortable, but if you want my opinion, I would say go for Mighty Hell's Judgment and Sorceress of a Distant Future boost. So Sorceress of a Distant Future is Ultimecia's Crystal 50, and it will raise her initial bravery and her max bravery by 5% when Maleficium is active. These two I would definitely recommend. That's not to say that I wouldn't use Mighty Protean Swords. That's also a good setup as well. But out of these three, though, it's totally flexible. Go with any of these, and they work well even if if you're not going for her EX. Okay, so now we're going to talk about Ultimecia's banner. By the way, I'm sorry if this looks really, really big on the screen. I just noticed that myself, but so the banner that's going to be featuring Ultimecia's EX is also going to feature Squall's EX, so if you couldn't get it before, you have a chance to go for it now. Pain's 15 and 35 are also featured on this banner, not her EX though. You're just going to have to wait until until Ultimecia's lost chapter if you want to go for Pain's EX. But this is, all three of these characters will have synergy as well as Deuce. Alright, so now we're going to talk about the boss for Ultimecia's event. So this is called the Effect. It's an effect type enemy. I know that's very weird. It resists darkness, but there's no weaknesses to it, and it has a chase of 40. So as for some of its attacks, it has the usual dark magic, which does get stronger each time you fight it. So like Dark Rot, level 50, and then Dark Gut, level 90. Slice is its melee HP attack. We have Punishing Gaze, a magic bravery attack that lowers speed. Break is a magic bravery attack that can inflict Petrify, meaning it can turn you to stone, so you gotta watch out for this one. Poison Claw is an AoE melee bravery attack that can inflict poison. Evil Scratch allows it to recover from break and then follows up with a melee bravery HP attack. Aqua Power will remove all of its debuffs except for its any framed buffs, and it gains bravery, and it also grants itself a bravery damage reduction buff. So that one I would be careful for as well. Water Burst is an AoE water magic bravery attack that will buff up its attack. Demon Splash recovers from its break, and then it gains bravery, and then gives a water magic bravery HP attack. And then we have Reaper Rise and Reaper Rise Plus, which will raise all of its stats. Reaper Rise Plus will just raise its stats even more. Okay, so some alternatives that you can use for this event. First off, you can use Deuce for this event. I just forgot to put her on here. But other characters that you can use who we already have, you have Warrior of Light, he can work. Cloud could also work as well. Kryl can also work. She recently got her EX with EX+, so you can also use her. Noctis can also work as well for the split damage, as well as his frame debuff. You can also use Rydia as well. Because the thing is, I forgot to mention this, but you are going to be fighting 2 effects in co-op. That's how it was in JP, so it's most likely going to be that way in global. So AoE attackers can also work as well. And then in terms of like doing Cosmos and Chaos difficulty, then that's where I would recommend using Charlotta. As for restrictions, just don't use anyone that has like dark magic or like dark elemental commands like Shantoto or Dark Knight Cecil. Okay, so we're back in Opera Omnia JP now. We are at the final node of Ultimecia's Lost Chapter. So here's my Ultimecia here. I have her EX, I completely have her gear ML bead, both her 15 and her 35, and I have her EX as well. I've got Squall here, who's completely EX plus, and he's got his burst weapon as well. And then I've got Pain here with me. She's not looking that best. I didn't really work on her all that much. But we're here on the final node, and I'm going to be showing off all of Ultimecia's commands, as well as her EX. And I also want to try and show off the Junction Griever buff. Alright, so now here's the thing. I'm going to try not to use Squall a lot for this, because he's like super buffed out. So let's start off with a break attack here. So now we're going to demonstrate with Protean Swords. So just like that. And yeah, you can see Squall just kills him in an instant. So I'm just going to keep doing bravery attacks. And he just flat out missed. Alright, let's do a Black Sky here. Alright, let's do a Health Judgment now. I really like the animation for that. Okay, so Ultimecia's got about 4 stacks of, what was it called? Maleficium. Gonna break attack this one now. And, let's do this. Alright, we're gonna do another Protean Swords here. Just so I can get up to, 5 stacks. By the way, I love the music that's playing in here. I believe this is the, what was it? The track that plays when you fight Ultimecia in Final Fantasy VIII, during the first phase anyway. But as you can see, now Ultimecia has 5 stacks, so now her commands have plus variants. So let's do Protean Swords again. But yeah, now you can see she's doing a lot more damage. Oh, and there was the Oven Ding, so now she's her EX is ready. So I'll just get rid of you. I can get rid of you. And I'm gonna do another Health Judgment here. So now she'll be ready, her EX will be ready when we take on the boss. Alright, so this. I want to debuff him first, actually. Alright, so now we're going to demonstrate the EX. So right over there, that little icon that you see right there, now she has about more turns. Alright, so let's do, this is how it worked. Whenever I was in co-op, doing Ultimecia's event, as soon as players got their EX ready, they would use Apocalypse, and then they would use Health Judgment after that. But yeah, now you can see she had more turns on her too, which was amazing. And that's actually one of the best parts about Ultimecia, is that she has plenty of turns after her EX, and she just hits hard in general. Alright, and that pretty much covers up everything for Ultimecia's event. And I do also want to mention, yes, she is Chaos viable, so if you want to try and, like, clear Chaos quests, definitely pull for Ultimecia. She's gonna help you out a lot. She'll carry you a lot throughout the Chaos content that we get. But anyway, so that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know if you're going to be going for Squall or for Ultimecia's EX, and I'll see you guys next time.